Alright guys, we got us a pretty good deal here. I'm gonna give you a quick walk around of the latest and greatest find. What we've got here is a 46M. It's like a 112,000 something serial number. Just picked it up a few days ago. So the guy took it apart, split it down, took it apart, and then decided it was too big of a project, that he was never going to get around to it. And so I swept in and saved the day and got it out of his garage. So I'm gonna take a look at what all I got. It was a smoking deal. It's one of those you just can't pass up. And so just mainly because of the parts that come with it are great. So we're gonna take a look. First of all, we got a really nice radiator. There's hardly any rot in the bottom of it. The tank's pretty solid, and it's not damaged at all where the pass-through for the steering shaft is, or where the neck goes in. That's the two parts I've had fail most commonly. Bottom tank's in good shape. Studs are a little thin, but that can be fixed. This one's okay over here, but that one's about gone. It's even got the overflow tube on it still, and it's still actually soldered in place. And it's got a little dent in the top of it, but nothing too bad. We got assorted engine parts. I think the whole engine's here. Decent looking clutch if I really needed a clutch in an emergency. Water pump that seems to be pretty good. We got another ball pre-cleaner here. This one it's still got oil in it. It's still trying to do its job. This rim is shot. The other rim is probably still pretty good. It doesn't really have any rust in it. This one is completely gone around the stem. This grill is destroyed. This is typical loader tractor grill. Just everything is destroyed in it. You can see how bad it's bashed in. They've welded the filler panel in. Just nothing really left of it. It's kind of got a dent in the top here. It's worn through here and here. Got almost, it's like almost new muffler. I mean, it's not rusted in the bottom at all. It's a pretty nice muffler. You can see there's the flywheel, oil pan. It's got a 80/60 head with valves. There's crankshaft, assorted other stuff. That's one of the pins for the loader. There's the loader. It's just an old trip bucket. I'm not entirely sure what brand it is. It's got some extra bracing and stuff welded in, so I still gotta figure out exactly what brand it is. I'm gonna have to do some work on it. It's cracked. You can see it's cracked almost all the way, and it comes back around here. This loader was just about ready to let go on whoever was picking stuff up with it last. But I don't know if we're gonna leave the trip bucket set up, or if we're gonna go try to convert it to hydraulic. Try to convert it to a hydraulic tilt, or lose the bucket completely and go to something else. Might put forks on it. I don't know. Really, we just need it for moving stuff around that's a little bit heavier than our compact wants to carry, but we'll see. So we got a halfway decent block. He knocked half the sleeves out of it. It was stuck and had some pretty crusty sleeves, but it's not a matching serial number, but it's real close, which means it's probably the original block to the tractor. There's really nothing wrong with the block as far as I can tell. I think, like I said, I've got all the pieces to put it back together if we want to, get some new sleeves and pistons and go back together with it. Drawbar's pretty beat up, but I've seen worse. That one's not even been welded up yet, so that's got a couple more lives left in it. We got a tote full of stuff. You can see it had hydraulic quick disconnects on it at one point. Somebody's mounted some extra lights back here. This is the rim that's still good. You can see how bad the tires are. They were tying the tires onto it. So this is part of the magic. So this is a cable shift M&W 9-speed. You can see the cable goes down in there and goes back into the transmission. For the there's an extra, it adds another shift fork that's cable shifted. This tractor had M&W live hydraulics with the M&W deluxe system, which is what I call it. I don't remember if that's exactly what they call it, but it's got the valve that runs up to up there, just like the tractor I call Lester. So it's plumbed into the belly pump for the reservoir. I assume the pump's disabled inside there, would be my guess. The rod's gone, and the activator rod's gone, and the lever's gone to activate it. So this is kind of one of the prize pieces here. This is almost perfect hood. It's got a little bit of damage right there, but nothing too much. It looks like it got some wear here where it's been trying to work its way forward. You know, they all try to do that. And then it's got a little bit of a ding right in the crown right there. That's probably, it probably got knocked over or something while it was off the tractor. And I think we got a ding right in there, but nothing crazy. That, you can barely even see that or feel that. But, and then I think, yeah, right here, it's rolled just a little bit. But you can fix that with a pair of vice grips. So that's great. That piece is a big deal. And then this piece I've already stole for this tractor because I've been having trouble with this. It really needed a battery box, but it came with a battery box that wasn't rusted out on the bottom. So, and a lid. I don't even own a battery box with a lid. So they all get thrown away. But so I went ahead and put this on. This is our hand clutch tractor. I went ahead and put it on here, or actually I'm in the process of doing that. I got to put the retaining bolt in. I still got to hook the hydraulic hose back up for the fast hitch. But you know, it's been torched out for the cables to come out of instead of coming out where they're supposed to here. Not that big a deal. It's still a functional battery box. This tractor is definitely not a showpiece, so I'm just happy to have a box on it now. So we got the Monroe deluxe folding seat here, which is pretty cool. It's the one that's got the shock on the back, not the shock in between. But yeah, it flips over, which is also pretty cool, except it's got junk welded to it and stuff screwed to it all over the place. But yeah, that could be cleaned up. It still could be used pretty good. And I'm not really sure why they did this, but they extended the steering post up, whatever that is, like 8 inches. I've never seen somebody do that before to a tractor. I guess they must have been tall or something. We also got 2 perfect front rims, and I'm not gonna say amazing tires, but definitely better than no tires. So I don't know how well this is gonna come out in the dark, but here's one of the other pieces that made this tractor really worth the drive, because it was 5 hours of driving, well, probably closer to 6 hours of driving by the time we were done. This is an M&W live hydraulic pump, and this is a Delco distributor, which I don't think I've shown anybody on the channel yet. This is the first one I've had, but the Delcos, obviously they point up instead of back like a farmall distributor. They're good distributors. They're much easier to get parts for. You can go to any parts store and get parts for them because they're the same as every other Delco 4-cylinder distributor. So there's some foreign cars that use them, 4-cylinder Continentals, a bunch of Alice tractors, a bunch of stuff uses the same points rotor, distributor cap, condenser, all that stuff, you know. So it's really easy to get parts for. But this is the big ticket here. That live hydraulic pump is very hard to come by, and they're not cheap when you do find them. I obviously have no idea if this one's any good. I don't even know if it turns. Oh yeah, turns fine. So, you know, I assume it's good, but you know, there's only one way to find out.
So if you saw my video on the M&W governors, this governor came from this parts tractor. It's part of what made it such a great deal. It has so many M&W parts on it. It just was something you couldn't pass up for the money. It also had M&W pistons in it. So for those not familiar with that, they're a high dome aluminum piston that was made by M&W gear company, and they are significantly higher horsepower pistons, bigger bore, all that.